Archangel Jophiel. As angels we try to guide mankind with proper, holy and moral rules for the direction of the mind. It is a heartbreaking sadness to see what man will do to one another when under demonic influence. Some people truly don't know what they do because the devil keeps them deaf, blind and mute to us in the voice of Yahweh. There are many things happening in the world that are very disturbing to the eyes of Yahweh. One of the worst is persecution of his people, the sin that will be dealt with the harshest when he returns. He sees and despises racist hate in people, a disturbing phenomenon with supernatural demonic roots. That negatively affects any person with dark skin. And even animals with dark fur such as dogs, cats, bears, etc. These people and animals tend to be overlooked, feared, mistreated and hated by white people and all others from across the entire world. This serious infraction is going to keep most people out of heaven. Light-furred animals and light-skinned people, white, are treated better and by man's gaslight standards, are more desirable. Their treatment is harsh, and life is hard for his people and animals of color. He sees dark-furred animals in shelters not adopted as often as others and have a much greater chance of being euthanized as a direct result of their dark-colored fur. This really angers Yahweh. Black people of African descent actually have it even worse than dark-furred animals due to deeply ingrained racism. Ignorance and demonic gaslighting, painting black people as bad, degenerate, subhuman and evil, this infuriates Yahweh. Black people's suffrage is subject to centuries of unfavorable gaslight superstitions across various cultures that stereotype them as bad luck or ill omens. Black people are often portrayed as aggressive, unclean, uneducated, no morals, no souls and murderous entities. Nothing could be further from the truth because the makeup of their DNA given to them by Yahweh makes them the ultimate humanitarians and the most peaceful people in earth. They are made in his image. This is the real reason they are hated, hunted, enslaved and murdered by the rest of the world because they are the true chosen ones by Yahweh. And whites for centuries have tried to change the narrative and appoint themselves as the standard by which others are judged. This is the greatest sin of all and mocks the dominion of Yahweh. That's typical of the wickedness, heartlessness, and inhumane culture of the devil that some have adopted as their thought of, tried out, preferred way of life. That's sending most of them to hell because of their prejudice and being on the wrong side of morality and spirituality. This is a costly mistake. Beware of the symbol, 88. It is the rhetoric secret code for Hail Hitler, endorsed in the United States by violent white supremacy extremists living in California and their devotion to the demonic ideology of Adolf Hitler. This Aryan Brotherhood controlled gang of white thugs on the outside of prison are called the Peckerwoods. They are dangerous in the spirit and the flesh. This white supremacist gang maintains a criminal and demonic alliance with the Mexican Mafia prison gang, which controls most Latino street gangs in California. These two gangs alone make California and the rest of the United States an unsafe place to live for American people of color as well as immigrants coming to America. They also have a hate for white Jews. The optics of their foolishness are really terrible, but the realities for Americans of color, hurt by their actions, are even worse. These lost souls don't realize that Lucifer is an equal opportunity destroyer who has no loyalty or appreciation for the deadly deeds they do for him. As soon as these pathetic gaslight racists do something despicable to people of color, who they perceive as their enemy, the devil turns right around and do evil unto them, laughing at them as they spend many years in prison or end up in the grave. That's the only gift they received for doing his dirty work. These people are called fools by the demonic. Lucifer constantly says to Yahweh, "Let us keep them, don't waste your grace on them, look at how bad they are, we know you don't want these fools in heaven." There is still time for these lost people to sincerely repent and atone for all the wrong they have done against Yahweh's people and against his dominion and will for their lives. If they truly knew the consequences and horrors that await them for their actions on earth, there would be no sin, but sadly they don't, and they truly believe that they have free will to do whatever they want. They are listening to demonic whispers. I beg upon all, if Yahweh has told you something to do, do it. Please take this advice seriously. Your soul is at risk. Yahweh will not have even one soul in heaven that has disobeyed his call. You don't want to deal with the wrath and anger of Yahweh. You don't. Seek Yahweh.